There were months of hunger, of threats, interrogations, of beating. Some guys also had electric shock applied to them. We were forced to do excessive physical exercises, like sit-ups and push-ups many times. And the overall atmosphere was an atmosphere of violence and fear. We were never taken outside for walks. We were just held in our cells in prison. We didn't have anything, like very poor hygiene. We didn't have toilet paper. We didn't have anything to cut our fingernails with, so we had to scratch them against the wall.
Maksym Butkevych, filósofo, veterano, periodista y defensor de derechos humanos ucraniano, fue prisionero de guerra por 2 años y 4 meses. Sin mayor experiencia militar, más allá de la que recibió a finales del siglo pasado, decidió enlistarse en el ejército de su país durante la primera etapa de la invasión a gran escala ordenada por Vladimir Putin. Así vivió su cautiverio.
I was captured on the 21st of June 2022 in Luhansk region, not far from the border between Luhansk and Donetsk region. It was a beautiful village called Myrna Dolina, which in Ukrainian means peaceful valley. And I thought to myself that to go to war to the village with the name Peaceful Valley is not the right thing to do. It was beautiful. I'm saying it was because Russian artillery basically erased it slowly right in front of our eyes. And then I was captured together with 8 guys from my platoon, 8 of my subordinates, and spent in captivity 2 years and 4 months before being released via exchange in October last year. Basically, when we were captured, next day, while we were still on the road, transported, we were told by Russian officers that we are not prisoners of war. Not yet, they said. You will get to your destination point, you'll be registered, and this is when Geneva Conventions will start to apply to you. So far, you just disappeared in the battle zone. And if you misbehave, if you do something wrong, or if you don't do what we are telling you to do, you might never reappear again. And they told me, if you want, we can have a walk to the backyard, and you'll see the remnants of those who didn't understand that. I didn't want to take that walk.
Maksym, some people have said that they rather die than being captured by Russian forces. Actually, you were taken by them and you were sentenced to 13 years in prison. How was that?
In a couple of months' time, they decided that to keep me as a POW is not enough, and they decided to orchestrate a criminal case against me. They accused me of war crimes, that in the town of Severodonetsk, me and my platoon were staying in the residential area, and I've seen 2 local women, and just because I've seen them, civilians, I decided to kill them from RPG, like rocket-propelled grenade launcher, for no reason, being sane and sound, but I missed, according to the case file, and just injured them, and also damaged some window frame. So that was the accusation. That was ironic, because they accused me of violating Geneva Conventions, which they never observed themselves. To me, it was very significant, because they turned international humanitarian law into a bad joke. Just to say that we've never been to Severodonetsk, we've never been to that town. And on the date of my supposed crime, I was in Kiev, and there was plenty of evidence to that, but it never mattered. It just didn't matter. I was surprised by the trial. They made it as if it is real. There was a judge, and there was a prosecutor, and I had a lawyer who's never seen me before and who's never read my case file. Well, there was no audience. There was only guard.
Did you lose hope at any time? What were your thoughts?
I've never lost hope. I should say it is quite natural to have moments of disbelief and depression. I think everyone who was in captivity went through that. There are moments in time when everything starts to seem being dark, and you start to think that you have forgotten, because for most of the part of that time we were held incommunicado. I've put all my trust in my loved ones, in my colleagues, in my friends. I knew they cannot forget about me. I knew they are going to fight for me, to talk about me, to spread the word. Of course, I never realized before, well, until I was released, how big the solidarity campaign in Ukraine was, and also internationally. But I had a lot of time to think in captivity. You know, when you're swallowed by the stream of events and attempts to assist people, you don't really have time to think about some fundamental things in your life, what you build your convictions upon, why you do what you do. I wanted to have some space and time for that before the full-scale invasion. I never had it. But then on the third day in prison in Luhansk, I suddenly realized that now I have space and time, and I am disturbed only by interrogators. The rest of the time I can think about it, and I did.
Maksym, thank you for being here. Y a nuestra audiencia, si quiere conocer más sobre lo que está pasando en la guerra de Ucrania y otros temas internacionales, visite la página web del Espectador /mundo y no olvide seguirnos a través de nuestras redes sociales.